Hi, I'm Charlie Duncan, Charlie Duncan Photography, cduncanphoto.com, and I just want to do a short video on how I would edit this photo that I took today. This was taken in Granite Falls, outside of Granite Falls on the mountain loop, on Green Mountain. This mountain right here would be Mount Pilchuck, well, part of it at least. So this is kind of looking southeast from Green Mountain. And let's get started. First I want to bump up the exposure a little bit just to brighten up these trees. And I also want to bump my clarity, which everybody knows I like to bump my clarity by now, if you've seen my other videos. Now we'll take the gradient filter. And what the gradient filter does is it takes the effect from a solid effect up at the top and kind of smooths it out towards the bottom. And I want my gradient, because what I'm going to do with this is darken the sky. I want my gradient to stop or start falling off about the top of the clouds or the top of the mountain, because I don't want the mountains to be affected too much. So all I'm going to do is, once you have this area selected here, I'm going to take my exposure and I'm just going to drop my exposure down to give it more of a blue in the sky. And you can go way down if you'd like to, but I think to avoid vignetting, too much vignetting, drop it down about there. Okay, and then once you're done with that, you click the Done button. And this time I'm going to use the Profile Corrections and Remove Chromatic Aberration. I don't usually do that, but on this image I can see that I need to. What that does is that takes away some of the vignetting, and I'll show you before and after. It fixes the distortion of the lens, which usually doesn't bother me, and I kind of like the little vignette that the lens gives, but since I darken the sky, I want this corner to remain not so dark. Okay, so we bumped up the exposure, we bumped up the clarity. Let's bump up the vibrance a little bit to give that sky a little bit more of a blue. And you can see the yellows coming out down here as well in the bushes. I'm also going to bump up the greens just a little bit to bring out the trees, because those trees need to bring out the color. And maybe bring, it looks like the aqua's not doing much. Okay, so now I got this problem area here and this problem area here. This is sunspots on my lens, probably caused by dust or snow on the lens element getting hit. Most likely snow getting hit by the sun. So I'm going to take the spot removal tool and I'm going to remove this spot here. See where it samples from. Okay, so it's sampled from right here, and it's given me this floating branch here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move it over to about here, maybe. Let's see, no. Maybe down here. Just to kind of cover up the fact that that branch is floating. Right about there, I guess. Okay, and then when you zoom out, you're really not going to notice that it's a double branch because it's such a small part of the image itself. So now I'm going to take care of this one here, and I'm going to clone it maybe down right about there. I think I'm going to bump the sides up too. Just a little bit. Let's see how that looks. So we'll click done, and then hit the space bar to zoom back out. And it's starting to look pretty good. I'm gonna bring down my highlights just a hair, just to keep that detail in the snow there. And let's see what the shadows does. Well, that really brings out the greens in the trees, doesn't it? So let's leave the shadows up a little bit too. And the black slider is really it's not giving me a very good effect as well. Alright, now I'm going to see if I can take care of this area here. Although it's not that bad. I do have many spots. Wow. Somebody's got to clean their sensor, apparently. Okay, I didn't like what that did, so I'm just going to delete that. So you can highlight the spot and you just hit delete, and it brings it back. Alright, so now let's do the dreaded visualize spots. So here's, you want to get the spot removal tool and click this down here. It says visualize spots, which this will show you all the dust that's on your sensor. And wow, there's a lot of dust on my sensor. So I'm just gonna have to take care of it this way. And sometimes I'll go back and forth to see if it's actually visible, and yeah, that is visible. And these are a little too big. In fact, right after I'm done making this video, I'm going to clean my sensor. And then you could switch back and forth to visualize spots. See, these ones down here are somewhat hard to see. There's one right there. There's a few right there. So let's take care of these. And always keep your sensor clean. I mean, this will save several minutes on editing. Alright, well, if I see more, I'll take care of more later. But that's how you would take care of the spots on your sensor. And it did a pretty good job from zoomed out here. And that's about it. So I'm Charlie Duncan, Charlie Duncan Photography, cduncanphoto.com, and keep your sensor clean. Thanks for watching.